See, everything is already happening, and in life, everything is taking care of itself. The only one who is not able to understand is the mind, because the mind is caught up in doership, and the mind therefore thinks that it is that intelligence which is behind all that happens, and that's why it plans, and that is why it gets this feeling of doership, and that's the root cause of all ego, and that's where the mind and body association, I am the doer, I am the body, and this is the root cause of all the illusion in this world. And that is why the unreal starts to become the real, because we operate through the mind. And this illusion keeps us trapped forever, and we're not able to see things for what they really are, because we see everything through a conditioned filter, because that's a filter that we have developed because of the mind, and we believe that that is what is the truth. And so therefore whatever we perceive is therefore based on this basic wrong premise, that is what is Maya, and this is what is handed over to us to unravel in a human lifetime. So as Vedanta says, that this is where the challenge of each one starts, because as we grow up, we are told and reinforced by our parents, our society, that I'm the body and I'm the doer. And therefore, there starts the whole seeding process. And then every experience of ours in this world, including our educational system, is nurturing this seed. And this seed grows into a big tree. And we believe that I am a body which has an age and which has limitations, which also has its own accomplishments, and that is a story in which we continue to operate, believing it to be real, and therefore all our experiences are based on that premise, and that's where we are always trapped, and we keep moving from one experience to another. In between, we have these strange awakenings where we start to question it, but we don't understand it, because the whole world around us, all our friends, all our family, everybody is operating through the same mindset. So therefore, we perennially remain trapped. And then there is one of those few ones who awakens, who realizes that this is all a dream, this is all an illusion. But because we don't like people to get out of the trap, we try to pull them back, because we feel that that person has gone mad, has lost his or her mind, and therefore we all being people who are well wishers of such people, we want them to be normal again and be back. And so therefore this tug of war happens in this world. Nobody likes that somebody is escaping and flying high. And the one who flies high escapes from that, understands what is real, uh, sees things with amusement, because he or she realizes what it means to be trapped. And the funny thing is, the others are not able to see that they are trapped, even though that the person is telling them. They have to go through their journey, but at least they have a reference point from where that guidance can be received. So that's what this is really about. Everything is dreamlike. It's just the setting of the dream changes till one awakens, and then the moments and the dream moments are all become one, because that consciousness is always there in at all times, whether we are dreaming or whether we are awake. It just is. So then all the states merge and become one. And that is the eternal consciousness, which neither comes nor goes. It is forever, it remains, and you just become one with it. And so, therefore, there is no need then to do anything per se, because everything is already happening. And once you become in line with it, then you are spurred by that all pervasive eternal consciousness to take some necessary steps that you are guided to take. And those steps are effortless because it's coming from within. There's no struggle because it's not coming from the mind. And since you don't have a sense of ownership, you are free. You're not carrying the weight of doing something and achieving any results. You're just floating and flowing in this consciousness, and everything starts to manifest as it is meant to be, because what's meant to happen is going to happen. And the mind is used by us only to do those actions in perfection. Yeah, because the mind is that part which logicalizes and does things into certain order in a structured way. That structure is required only when you want to perform an action perfectly. Otherwise, mind just doesn't have any role. And therefore, the consciousness then subjugates the mind, and mind becomes a faithful servant of the consciousness. But it's the consciousness which is driving you. So the whole process of our life becomes inverted. All this while, this illusion that we've operated in is because of the mind and its grip on you. But once the mind is gone and only you're floating through consciousness, then the reality comes through, and you use the mind only to operate in this world using the logical references of the mind to solve the challenges that come to you, or to do what you need to do with perfection. So it's so beautiful, no? But just imagine in this game of life, when we grew up, we were given it the other way around. That the mind was the owner, and nobody even actually told us anything about consciousness. They just told us about somebody called God. And we never understood this. And all this life, we've been trying to decode this, to figure this out. And once you figure it out, that's freedom, that's enlightenment, that's ascension. And you just see it for what it is, and such joy comes. And this joy, nobody can take away from you. This joy is not temporary. This joy is always who you are. And everything flows so beautifully. And it becomes part of who you are. And it just merges into this one state of awareness. That is the eternal flow. That is what this life is. That is what God is. And the mind just doesn't exist. The mind just merges and blends into nothingness. So this is life.